All right, whenever we're ready.
Hello and welcome to a very hatless version of Why Did Ask For.
I'm not ready. I'm just playing.
As always, I'm your host, Dan. With me is Pat.
The Great Conquistador.
And Tip.
Hello.
And they've switched sides today. I don't know how that happened, but...
Tip and I like to change positions once in a while.
Kinky.
Keep things fresh.
Patrick's a power bottom.
Hey now. I have been working out. And hitting microphones, apparently. Sorry about that.
Why do I hang out with you two?
We haven't quite figured it out. I've not quite figured it out. But we appreciate your company, Dan.
Well, you know. It's the least I could do.
So, unless there's anything you guys want to talk about, I have a really funny story.
Go for it.
Well, not funny, frustrating story. I just had to vent it. This is my perfect platform, I think, for all of us to
Your
vent.
frustration is our comedy.
Okay, well, I don't know, but okay. Last podcast, episode 50.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking and singing the praises of how to do a podcast and the importance of content creation and how good it is to do everything right.
Yeah.
Well, I got so inspired by our little talk. I thought, you know what? We're going to have a Jackass Express podcast this Sunday. We got this figured out now. We got a good system. I bet you we can do a good Jackass Express podcast. So everybody got up on time. Everybody was there. I've been planning for it for 2 weeks. The guys all got there on time. They were good about it. Tip was actually the first one there. That's never happened before.
Well,
Well,
I mean, he's gotten used to us now, so
I guess that's true.
he knows beyond time.
Yeah.
We've
he's-
taught him something.
yeah.
I was playing Rocket League. Pat messaged me, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's right."
Well, needless to say, I was all proud of myself. I thought, I'm going to record this with Bandicam. After it was all over and everything was said and done,
Oh, no.
my computer crashed, and I lost the file.
Oh, no.
So after all that work for over 2 weeks, you can ask Tip. I kept bugging him every single day for 2 weeks.
Have you guys seen those clickbait ads? Like, hey, try this. Hey, try this. It was Discord every 20 minutes on message.
Because you got to understand, I'm explaining Discord to dinosaurs here. They don't
Right.
understand. And I used to be one of the dinosaurs, and so did Tip, but we figured it out eventually. And luckily we did, and everybody was doing great, and it sounded great. And then the stupid file got corrupted, and I lost it.
Hey, Pat, did you download Discord?
Pat
Yes.
already has Discord.
No, he's being ironic and hurting my feelings. I understand.
Which leads to other questions that I may have after the podcast.
You may ask me questions if you wish.
No.
But yeah, it was just a very frustrating situation because I thought, here it is, our biannual podcast. Why not throw one out once in a while? And didn't work out. So that was Pat's frustrating story of the weekend. Learn from it.
If nothing, Jackass Express is consistent with not putting out an episode.
We're inconsistently consistent.
We have lots.
Or
of them.
consistently inconsistent.
There you go.
Can't even say the word right.
I knew
We
you'd
have
get
a lot
there.
of them. They're actually pretty good. We just don't. We don't think they're good enough, or we don't think people are good enough to listen.
You know what it is? We have the work ethic over here, and then we have really funny people over here. Not saying that we're not really funny, but it's like if we could just combine these two molds of things and somehow get Tip to stop playing with his camera, it would be perfect.
With our powers combined, we would be
Yeah.
Captain Podcast.
Yes, led by the fearless leader Dan.
Dibs on not being hard.
On who?
Fuck
You
that
don't want-
loser.
You don't want the bloop 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 bloop.
No. A few of us were talking about that on break today at work. Because I was wearing my Cobra Commander shirt,
Awesome.
G.I. Joe.
which I actually I got as part of a loot crate that I got for winning a Let's Play on our server.
Nice.
Anyway, we were talking about old cartoons and stuff, and then we got onto Captain Planet, and we all agreed that the guy that got Heart was basically like at the end of the line. He's like somebody's kid brother that they had to bring along, and I was like, fuck, you can be Heart.
I never liked Captain Planet.
I didn't watch it a lot,
I liked it.
but I've seen some of it enough to
You
be
would,
familiar
Pat.
with it.
No,
It was-
I just didn't like it. The stories were rehashed. I mean, oh, he's dumping toxic waste. Oh no. pollution bad.
There was 2 episodes in particular that I really liked. That I can. I'm not sure what that was. That was very good. There was one episode where they I guess the fire ring guy, he went back in time and stopped himself from ever becoming a Planeteer, and because of that, the whole planet fell into disrepair. And then there's another episode where they made Captain Pollution, and he's like this fat guy with his skin's all messed up instead of all perfect like Captain Planet's, and he's just flying around making everything polluted and stuff.
Captain Planet.
Didn't Captain Planet have green
He's
hair?
our hero.
Have what?
Green
Something,
hair.
something.
Yes, he did.
Into zeros. He mowed it with a lawnmower.
For someone who didn't like the series, you sure do know that theme song.
Do you guys ever hear I don't know if it's a fan theory or just something that I saw. It's like every Planeteer looks identical to one of the students in Mrs. Frizzle's class of Magic School Bus.
Yeah, I had seen that. Except what kind of blows it out of the way is Mrs. Frizzle didn't teach no commies.
Well,
So the Russian girl.
Maybe she defected, and
Maybe.
then now she's
And then lost her accent, then gained it again?
maybe.
she was brainwashed by the Soviets.
Accents are fickle.
Sickle, you say?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
But
fickle.
yeah, it was a cool idea. It's just like Tip says, it was kind of cheesy and repetitive. But when you're a kid, that's all you care about. You like that.
It was not a cool
There's
idea.
not a lot of shows that I used to watch as a kid that really hold up today.
G.I. Joe does.
Yeah. He-Man? Off.
He-Man.
It
And
No,
the
no,
Masters of the
does
Universe?
not.
No.
Yeah, like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe or whatever.
That
That doesn't hold up. Watch it today, you'll want to poke your fucking eyes out with a rusty spoon.
There was one I used to watch where they were pilots and they wore all silver and had something to do with birds, like Sky Falcon or something like that.
Huh. I am not familiar with what you were referring to.
No.
Sounds
You know what-
familiar.
You know what show is the best?
What's that?
Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Oh,
Denver.
yeah.
The Last
Last
Dinosaur.
dinosaur. Wasn't there also Dino the dinosaur? Or am I thinking
That
of the
was
same
from
guy?
Flintstone.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Dino the dinosaur. He's awesome.
Of
I think
course
they
you
just
do.
called him Dino.
Well, I mean, he is a dinosaur. He needs to have his surname as well, the dinosaur.
I think it was Flintstone because he belonged to Fred.
I wonder if Dino ever got rabies and they had to
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. But terrible.
Scabies. I know he got scabies.
You know what
They
cartoons?
just zoom down his mouth and there's the rabies sitting there going, it's a living.
So that's well, that's where Bam Bam went. Did we know what cartoons hold up? Nicktoons. Did you ever watch Nicktoons growing up, Dan?
No.
Tip,
I don't
did you ever watch?
think
you
I
watched a
did.
bunch of Nicktoons, right?
Yeah.
Like Rocco and all that.
Yeah.
There is this.
Rocco's
Modern
Modern
Life.
Life. I was aware of it. I never watched it.
Rocco. Oh,
It was a show that was written for kids to enjoy, but the dialogue was so like adult.
Hey, Rocco.
Like it was really messed up. Like the themes and the stuff that was happening, like the little interactions. You can tell the writers were writing it so the kids can enjoy the comedy side of it. But when you hear the dialogue and what they're saying, they're there's problems going on in this world. Like one of the games in the board game is called Spank the Monkey. It's but it looks like a board game, so the kid doesn't know what's going on. But if you're an adult, you're like, oh,
Silverhawks. That was the name of that game show.
Never heard of it.
It sucked. It was a
Sounds
Thundercats ripoff.
Oh, Thundercats.
Thunder.
What about Samurai Pizza Cats?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
I used to rush home on lunch from school because Samurai Pizza Cats came on at 5 after.
I liked Ronin Warriors,
Oh, everybody says that's good.
Never heard of it.
I never.
and I liked Silverhawks, and I liked Thundercats, and
and lightning dogs.
what was the? I'm trying to think of it. Bucky the Banjo or something like that.
Oh my god, it's actually an autocorrect. Or wow.
What is Bucky the Banjo?
No, well, I don't mean autocorrect. It was you start typing in Google.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Autofill.
I was trying to look up. There was a show I used to watch. I don't remember if it was before or after Power Rangers.
Beetleborgs.
Actually, it was about the same time. It was not Beetleborgs.
Ah.
I never watched that. No, it was Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Oh wow. Bucky O'Hare. That's the one I was thinking of.
And
I remember
yes,
the names.
it was the
Okay.
Lawrence brother. Matthew Lawrence was the main character.
And SWAT Cats. I like SWAT Cats.
Superhuman Samurai,
Cyber Squad.
Cyber Squad.
Oh, I remember that. It was an old it was kind of like Power Rangers, right?
I literally just said that if you were paying attention.
No, I wasn't.
Everything was a Power Rangers clone at that time.
Well,
Like,
this
did you
one
ever watch VR Troopers?
No.
It was
this
essentially
one
the same.
was based off of I can't even think of the name of the real show.
Oh my god, this is that show. Holy crap. I know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Dan, I've been trying to remember what this was called for the longest time.
Really?
What was the name of it? Super Samurai.
Cyber Squad.
Superhuman.
It's time to get samurized. Holy crap.
Yeah, I remember that.
This just blew my mind. Oh man, yeah, he would connect to his computer, right?
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
would go into the
They would go into the mainframe.
Oh,
And I always
shit.
hoped that they would do a crossover with this show and reboot.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I watched this. Could never get into Reboot.
Oh.
I hated Reboot.
Oh well, I know what I'm doing after this podcast. Marathon time.
I just
Holy
ruined your
crap.
week.
That's it.
Luckily, there's
No.
only 54 episodes or something.
That's okay. I can handle that. Just grab baby, sit him down. I'm gonna watch a
But-
fine show here, son.
But he was based off a Japanese show, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, weren't they all? Like they would just buy the footage from Japanese shows, and then we would input the
The
Power
story.
Rangers did,
story. Yeah, Power Rangers is notorious for that.
Yeah.
I forget what they were called. The story between the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger was a lot cooler in the Japanese version. Like they were literally trying to kill each other. So that was pretty
That's
cool.
because
There's-
Japan's more hardcore than we are.
Yeah.
You ever played a Japanese video game?
Oh yeah. Speaking of which,
Like
you know what
the
else? Morning
actual
cartoon?
Super Mario Brothers 2?
It was bad.
So hard.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been good with side scrollers to begin with.
What was it? It was re-released here. I can't remember for what console, but it came with Hour 1, 2, and 3, and then what was called the Lost Worlds, or
Yeah.
something like, or Lost Worlds or whatever. And Lost Worlds was it's Super Mario Brothers 2, but it was the one that was released only in Japan. So hard.
Because it was too difficult for the Americans.
Oh,
and the rest
it
of the
was
world.
called Denku Kujin Gridman.
Oh, of course. I watch that all the time.
Yeah.
What's that about? Let me see.
Same thing as Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It's just
Well,
the Japanese version.
Crap, man. Superhuman Samurai. Oh, shoot. Dan. Screwed me over, man. Okay, now I'm going to have to watch that.
I don't even really remember much about the show. I just remember that I loved it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I used to like I remember I would rush home from school so I could watch that one. And it was always so cool the way he could connect to his computer like that. It was,
Yeah.
it was freaking cool.
What really got me is they put Animaniacs on Netflix. So I thought, yeah, I'll watch Animaniacs. I used to like that show. And I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, there's a reason I was in the special club.
No. Animaniacs had a charm to it, but they were like the humor was too dry. Like I felt
Yeah.
like you had to really be like Julian probably loved it because
Yeah,
Julian's all about dry humor, and he's our friend by the way for those who don't know, and he's just insanely into that dry humor. Like Archer, everybody loves Archer, right?
No.
I think it's the
Apparently.
greatest thing. I laughed at it's an animated show also on Netflix, and it's pretty good. But like you can tell where this appeals to someone like Julian because it's just the very like monotone the entire time. delivery of jokes is very flat. And
Well,
you
there
just
was a time when he got cable, and he was into everything on cable.
yeah, I bet he was, right? I just kidding. He found the Spice Channel with the little blurry lines.
It's like, I think I see a nipple.
Oh, it's a hospital show about surgery. Shoot.
Oh, well, that's a dude. That's a dude.
And then, that was all I got.
I used to watch because when Dan said Samurai Pizza Cats, I think it was.
Yeah.
I remember that show because it was the show that came on before Sailor Moon came on USA Network.
Yep.
I love Sailor Moon. It's a great show. Hopefully, you guys don't kill me.
Patrick likes the gay stuff.
Not that
Hey.
there's anything wrong with that.
Hey,
No.
look, man, look at this. It was a show about these beautiful girls, right? So I mean, that's the show a young guy wants to watch, not other things.
It was a cartoon about girl superheroes.
And they were all very pretty. It was awesome. It was like,
That's true. The guy that wrote this and drew the pictures is like, yeah, I'm promoting. What's the word I'm searching for? Feminism?
Gender equality.
Gender equality.
I don't think so. It
These
was just,
girls are in no ways meant to be sex objects.
I don't think that was the purpose of the show. It was
With
about
their
good
short
overcoming
skirts and
evil
their
and how
school
fun it
uniforms.
was, and
Yeah.
they would fight evil.
And then when they would
by
transform,
moonlight.
their clothes would disappear.
No, but you couldn't. It was all shiny and stuff, and then they would turn into Sailor Scouts and they'd save the day against a really messed up monster.
Patrick's never been to a strip club if he's like, it was all shiny.
Oh my god, so terrible.
Yes. They call that glitter, Pat.
Well, I thought the stripper's name was Glitter. I wasn't.
No, her name is Candy. Or
Oh.
Destiny. Or Chastity if her parents are really optimistic.
Why does it have to be her parents' fault? They
That
choose
name?
their stripper names, dum-dum.
They choose them.
Yeah.
I thought it was like if you had a kid and their name was like Spark. Well, you'd never name a kid Sparkle, I guess, but some people would.
In my defense, I have never been to a strip club sober.
My grandfather used to go there just for the lunch special because it was cheap.
But didn't he have to pay a cover?
No.
I guess during the day you don't. During the
So
work day,
him
you
and
don't.
his buddy, and this started when he was. So he died a couple years ago at 93. So this
Yeah,
started
Very
about
happy
10,
man.
about 10 or 15 years before that. So just before he turned 80. Our hometown is about an hour and a half to the closest strip club.
Yeah.
Him and his buddy would just get in the car, go to Sault Ste. Marie, which was closest, and go to the strip club for the lunch buffet because it was really cheap.
What are you having for lunch today? Today on the buffet, we have riblets.
So do you think that the people who serve like the food or make the food at the strip clubs, they have to wear like hairnets here and all that?
Well,
You know what I
no,
mean?
because here there's no hair.
Well, I guess that's true. But
Unless
they're-
you're going to... What type of strip club are you going to, Pat?
no, but I mean, hey, let's.
It's
Let's
called
calm
the
down.
Bear Den.
It's terrible.
Welcome to the stage, Goliath.
Why is this name Goliath? I don't want
Why
to know.
not?
I figured that'd be a male stripper's name.
So I've been to a strip club, I think, once in my life, and it was one of the
Yes,
most
you have.
uncomfortable experiences ever. It's my brother's brother-in-law's bachelor party.
Oh, then you've been 2 times.
Yeah, and it's just the most uncomfortable experience in the world because I think there are 2 different types of guys out there. Like there are guys that are very comfortable with it, like whatever, this is cool, just give me a drink, I'll be fine, whatever. And then you got those guys that are raised super Catholic, and you're like, this is a place of sin, I shouldn't be here, you know. And I was
So there's the normal population, and then there's Pat.
no. Look, neither way is wrong, is what I'm saying. But I was personally probably more.
Pat
Because
had
I
a
was-
blast.
No, I did not. I was sitting there like, Please don't leave me, girlfriend. Please
Don't
don't
make
leave
eye
me.
contact. Just
Don't
don't
make
make
eye
eye
we were
contact. Look at them.
we were there, and we were gonna buy our buddy a dance because he was getting married. And Pat goes, "Hey, what about the one with the bullet holes?"
There was one that had a
The
bullet.
stripper
Yeah.
Yeah.
with bullet holes?
Well,
That
they
or-
were scars at that time.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they weren't fresh bullet holes. It wasn't like,
But-
hey,
but
this happened out back. I'm come back to work.
Pat was like, "What about the one with the bullet holes?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Well, I mean,
That's-
she could have been like half off, right? I mean, it's already wear and tear. So, I mean,
Can we,
you just go for the
can
one.
we get a discount on that one? It's got bullet holes.
But look, there's this and this and this and this. $10.
Yeah, that's what the strippers need.
Well, maybe that was her. That was
Tell
her
them
thing.
how ugly they are. Point out all their flaws.
No,
Because they don't have issues.
No, they don't have self-esteem issues.
No.
no. I think about it like objectively. Why would somebody become a stripper in the first place? It's because they need the money, right? So you're not becoming a stripper so you can have a
Pay
bunch of fat
cash.
dudes or whatever staring at you all the time,
Well, that's
And
how
it's-
you become a-
Right, but
right? So you feel bad for them, and you're like, okay, well,
Why would I feel bad for someone for finding a loophole? I mean, how many of them do you think drove Escalades and everything, but had food stamps? Because their income is all tax free because it's all cash based.
Excellent point, actually.
that is a very
Excellent.
good point. Sort of.
I
I'm
saw a lot
I'm
when I worked at the
conflicted
gas
now. I
station.
don't know what to think about that. You raised a very good point. I don't know if I feel.
That was really the most infuriating part about working at a gas station. Is a girl would come in with her kids, and she was obviously a stripper. There was just no way around it. And in some cases, maybe just off of work. But she would come in with her kids, and she'd pull up in like an Escalade or whatever the hip thug car is with rims and everything, and they'd come in and they'd get milk and water, and the kid would be like,
Love it.
"Mommy, I want this candy bar." No, because I have to pay with my EBT card. And I'd look out and see the car, and at the time I was taking the bus everywhere I went. I was like, "Well, shit."
Basically, the way that it worked is it was like food stamp thing, but they would try to
Yeah.
pay for everything with food stamps, and which was not probably a very
Or the
ethical
ones
way
that
of handling it.
the ones that really pissed me off the most. Sometimes the alcoholic dads would come in, and again there'd be a kid. "Oh, Daddy, I want a candy bar." "No, we can't afford that." But he'd buy 3 quarts of beer.
Well, priorities,
It's not.
man.
It's not the use of it; it's the misuse of it that's the problem. So there you
You
go.
can't buy beer on food stamps. That was all cash. That was a cash transaction.
Good point. So anyway, I felt sorry for the strippers because they had bullet holes in them, and I didn't want to objectify them on my friends.
For fuck's sakes.
Well, I mean, no, come on. I
They
mean, you
know
know
what you're going in there for, Pat.
I can just see
What are
Pat
you?
completely blind to what's going on in the building.
You sound
And
like
just haggling with the owner, like, she's got bullet holes. That should be a few dollars off each lap dance. Like, come on.
You got to go for a bargain. You never just buy full price. I mean, right? You
Patrick,
got to.
there are
Yes.
some things you don't go for the bargain on.
She
Strippers
doesn't even
don't wanna-
speak English. What kind of deal do
All
I
the
get out of
better.
this?
You don't want conversation
That's
I'm
true.
just kidding, everybody, please.
because that's how they rope you into more dances. But if you don't understand them, and all they go is dancey, dancey, and you say no. But if they rope you into conversation and build you up and like, "Oh, you're so good looking," and blah blah blah, and
I would love to and I'm sure there is a documentary out there of how they train strippers.
Fuck.
No, there has to be a stripper. I mean, every job has on-job training, right? So it's like, what is the job requirements for a stripper? You have to go talk to every guy at least once, right? I'm assuming. You have to ask them if they want to
no,
lap.
it's more of a supply and demand field. You have to look, and you have to look at yourself. So you have to be very aware of what you look like. And you look, and if it's a big crowd, you have to look for the guy that's not with a group of friends, or is sort of well dressed, but not like thug dressed or something like that. and then you just go
Thug
and
dressed.
thug like
Oh, okay. Like he's like a gangster or something.
yeah.
Okay.
And you pick that one because that one has the money, and that one won't. Just, basically, you look for Pat.
Yeah. Thanks, Tip. Look for the
I'm just-
boring fat guy.
No,
There's a
not
good
the boring,
chance that he
not the
doesn't
boring
have-
fat guy, because there are a lot of truckers that go there too.
Oh, that's true.
But why am I explaining strip clubs on our podcast?
This is a great opportunity for that. That's agreed.
I think
Dan, what's your experience with strip club?
never been.
You've never been to a strip club? Good for you.
Never had any
Great.
interest in it.
Well, I didn't go because I wanted to. I'll tell you that.
And I know
It
that
was-
sounds really weird. It's like, but titties. But yeah.
No.
But they're
Well,
doing it for money.
Yeah.
Eh.
But it's just the whole economics of the thing. You know, they target who they know is going to pay them the most.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Plus,
kind of
I'm
like
one
with
of those people that once they start talking me up, I'll be like, "Oh, really? Take
Yeah.
more money."
Well, it's funny because my brother, it was he was like a stripper came and sat next to him, and they started discussing like their life goals and what school she was going to and what she wanted to become when she got out of her job and this and this stuff. And she's sitting there all strippered like, and they're just discussing finances and
All stripper like.
yes.
Patrick, she was using him. She saw her mark and was like, "This guy's got a load of
She
money."
didn't pay her anything. They just talked for the longest time. But my brother's like that. He's so weird. He'll turn anything into a business conversation. Could be talking to him about, I don't know, like finger painting, and he'll talk about the price of finger paints and how it's taking down, so much money, and then you got to save so much money to be involved in your interest nowadays. So why even finger paint when MS Paint is free? And it's like, Johnny, no, that's not what we're talking about.
Because
And he finger painted that night.
Okay, let's not.
All right. Let's move away from the strippers.
Okay, before we move too far away from strippers.
Of course, Pat's the one that brings us back.
Last thing. And it's not strippers, actually. It's because Dan was talking about how they target guys, right? They target certain
Yeah.
guys. Well, I've been to bars where the bartender, who's a female, and she's good looking. She's a very, good looking girl. They know how to target these guys who think that they're all that, the big macho guys.
No. Those are the guys that. No, you want the guy that just wants to watch the game, because he won't harass you. But if you keep his beer full, and
Mate.
you can just keep refilling it, and he'll drink his 4 or 5. He'll leave you a big tip, and he'll leave, and he won't harass you. He won't. Hey, baby, look at me.
Well, maybe that's a safe way of doing it, but you know the type of people that are in El Paso. Some, not all of them, but some of them, they're like the group of guys, and then they kind of like they're hitting on the bartender, even though it's like weirdly inappropriate because like there's no way this is gonna happen, dude. She's at work. Her
That
job is to
happens
flirt
everywhere in every city.
and when they leave, sure enough, you look over at their side of the table and they left like tips of like $20 and like their phone number and all this stuff. And it's like, you idiots, that's exactly what she was trying to get you to do.
Yep.
Leave a big tip and keep ordering drinks.
Yep.
And then she
Anyway.
sold all your phones to spam bots. All the numbers.
Nice.
We had that at my last job. This is completely unrelated, other than somebody left a phone number. So this dude is a regular customer, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, and he passed his number to one of the girls I work with, who is 22, I think. And she's like, that was weird. I said, what? She's like, he just gave me his number, and I'm kind of creeped out. I'm like, oh shit, what are you gonna do with it? She's like, I'm just gonna throw it out. And I'm like, you know what you should do?
Oh no. Oh no.
The next dude that comes in, regardless of what he looks like, hit on him and give him your number and tell him to call you tonight.
Dan, you are an evil genius.
She didn't do it though. She ended up just throwing it out. I tried for like an hour to convince her to do something like that. Like just give
That
it
was such a wasted opportunity. Are you sure you're not American?
hit on like an old man, give him your number, then he calls up this dude.
Poor old man. Why would you Why would you do
gave
that?
me coffee today.
You gave him hope. You're like, oh, look it, I'm still with it. I still got what it takes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Admittedly, guy number 2 is kind of just fodder in this situation, but
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good way. I was like, or you could just post it online.
Yeah.
What's the worst you've ever been rejected? Like, have you guys ever like asked out someone and then been horribly rejected?
Well, let me go through
No.
the Rolodex here.
No, Tim, come on, please.
You want the one that hurt the most or the one that was the most embarrassing?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you look back now and it's funny, right? It's not.
No, it's still too fresh.
Ah, Tim,
No,
come on.
It still hurts.
Would it help if I told you what my worst, like my most awkward worst rejection was?
Ow!
Dan just had.
Well,
a
no,
rejection.
I'll tell you the.
Tell me, Tim. Tell me.
So, the funniest one.
Think a little
Uh-oh.
quicker, Tim. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Time is money, baby.
I don't get rejected very often.
Oh.
Why'd you
No,
call it the Rolodex then?
Embarrassing moments. No, the funniest one.
Kitty,
See
no.
that shit?
Yeah.
Motherfucker drew blood on me.
Sorry, Tim, go.
Funniest one had to be when, for all intensive purposes, me and this girl were dating.
Right. Okay.
We'd make out at school. Patrick knows who I'm talking about.
Maybe. Yes. Go on.
And everything was going well. And then, like, I decided, well, I'm going to make it real. And so I asked her, and she's like, well, no, I'm dating Louie now.
Ooh.
Oh, shite.
And I was like, oh.
I didn't know who you were talking about, but now I do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that was the most embarrassing one. The one that hurt the most, for like a month, it led up, like I asked her. It's like, hey, you want to make this official? And him and hawing. And finally, well, you know, you're such an incredible guy, best guy I ever know, you're perfect, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this hyping me up, but at the same time, I'm like, this is going to end bad. No one hypes someone up this much and has good news for them.
No.
And then, but I think we should just be friends and save our friendship. Haven't talked to her since. It's been a year and a half.
So friendship was not saved.
No.
Failure. And if you recall, it didn't work out too well for the person who left you for Louis anyway.
Yeah.
And Louis is
That's
a made-up name, by the way. We're
Lewis? Can we use Lewis?
No, I mean it's kind of similar to that name. Tip, please. I don't want to get killed.
Come on,
Dude,
it's
this-
a very popular name.
Okay, there you go. Okay, well, anyway, it turns out that he broke up with her and married another friend. Oh my god, I have two horrible stories. Oh my god, I just forgot. Oh,
I love it when it leads to something else. Go.
oh no. Okay. First
Continue. Continue the joke.
thing. Okay, the first story is. Okay, it's just after I broke up with my girlfriend in high school, and she had graduated, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? We're gonna have the prom soon. I should ask somebody to the prom. And it goes back to that horrible prom story that I told a long time ago.
Right.
And basically, I was in the band, so we were at a pep rally. And when you're at the pep rally, you get to sit on the football field while the pep rally is going on. And then when it's time to play a fight song, you play a fight song. Well, everybody's there on the field, so while we're waiting there sitting, there's a girl in the French horn section that I thought was really pretty at the time. And I don't want to say the name. And I don't think Tip knows about this story because it bothered me for a while after that.
Evelyn?
Huh?
No, Evelyn was.
Let's
no.
not go into names. Don't.
Yeah,
name
don't worry
names.
about
I'm just
that.
making. I'm making names up.
Okay, we can call her Evelyn if you want, but it's not that one. And I went next to Evelyn, and then I was like, "Hey, I was wondering, would you like to go to the prom?" Because I was pretty full of myself. I was pretty confident. I was like, "Oh yeah, okay. You know what? I'm Mr. Big Shot tuba guy. I got this. I'm good." And you know, and she just like instead of responding, she was like this whole blank stare at me, and I was like, And I think I asked her, "Is that okay that I asked you out to the prom?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's fine." I said, "You know what? You think about it. Just
She
think
was
about
gay,
it.
wasn't she?
No, it wasn't that. It's
She
just
was
that
deaf, wasn't she? She actually didn't hear you the first time.
no, but it's just it was such an incredibly awkward situation that it just it broke my heart because I was like, doggone it. I finally got the confidence to go up to this girl and ask her out, and I got shot down in the most awkward way possible. And it wasn't like it's just me and her in a private situation. There was like friends around, so it was like they heard.
I sort of had something like that, although it was publicized.
Oh really?
Back in grade 9 or
Yeah.
ninth grade for you American folk. We had just like the year before, no, just that year, we had just signed up for like email addresses and stuff, so email was a big thing, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, like, that
Not
was
so
like-
Superman at hotmail.com.
That was like the my first one was abazaba69 gmail.com.
You liked ABBA?
It was from Half Baked, actually.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yep.
It's the candy he eats. Anyway,
Yep.
I like it.
so through email, I asked like one of the most popular girls to the fall formal or a spring formal, one of the two. I don't remember. And she very nicely was like, "Oh, no, appreciate you asking, but like I've already, I just started dating so and so we're gonna go together." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And like a day or two later, I don't know if I could have called him a friend at the time. We were friends when we played hockey together, but we went to different schools, and then high school hit, and we kind of like never really talked. But he came up to me and was like, "Hey man, I heard Rachel shot you down." And I was like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, but what?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. You're a good guy." He's like, "She would have went with you if she didn't have a boyfriend." And I was like, "How many other fucking people know about this?" I emailed that to her.
That's
It's
when
like-
Dad learned about the reply all function on email.
No, it wasn't anything like that.
That's
I
funny.
guess she was saying like, "Oh my god, Dan asked me to dance or whatever," and I'm like, "That's real fucking weird." So I was a little
So-
embarrassed because I knew other people had known something that was intended to be what I thought was private.
Yeah, and that you're right. That is just about the same
Yeah.
thing there, because it's like
So-
you got brave in front of these other people, and then you get like you don't. I didn't even get an answer. It was just like a general no, not even a no, just kind of like
That's-
a
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
befuddled.
when I was in I was in high school. I was on the debate team, and
Tip was a master debater.
I made more people
And a
cry
cunning
than one.
linguist.
Yes.
But there was this girl from another school, and she would come to help us out because we were just starting our debate team, and something was just, I don't know what it was. I just didn't like her, but she was getting the wrong impression from me. So I looked at this other girl that was on the team and was like, "You got to help me out here. I can't. No, this isn't going to work." So me and the girl I got to be my pretend girlfriend actually dated for like 6 months. So that was pretty cool.
Very
All right.
nice. I like it. Do you want to hear my other story?
Yes.
My other horrible story that shows how awkwardly linked me and Tip are in some regards.
Patrick had a pretend girlfriend too,
No.
but that was to hide something from his parents.
When I was in kindergarten.
He knew then.
No. Shut up, Tip. There was this girl that I liked. My first crush. I mean, and her and I were friends when she was my first friend, actually. Like, she had a little purple lunchbox and I had a brown bag, and we'd sit together because everybody else was awkward, and we'd talk and we'd laugh, and we grew up, and then, went to different classes and different grades throughout the years. Well, when I got to high school and everything fell apart with my girlfriend then, and this is much later after this whole debacle when I was asking that girl out on the football field, she was a part of the battalion staff in ROTC. So I doubt you'll guess who this is, Tip. I very do doubt, but you'll get it at the very end of the story. And I asked her out to prom, and she said yes. Now, be forewarned, this is probably the only time in my life Patrick's been the asshole. Okay? And I was excited because it's like, wow, this is awesome. I asked out my first crush. Maybe it's meant to be. Maybe it's a good thing to do. This is awesome. Well, halfway through it, I kind of chickened out, and I had to also do. No one was doing the honor guard for that for the prom. And basically, what it is people come in and do the things with the sabers while the homecoming court or the prom king and queen come through the archway and all that stuff. So I volunteered to do that, but I had to tell her, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be able to go with you. So basically, there was plenty of time in advance. I basically ditched her for the prom. And it sounds horrible, and it does sound like a horrible thing I did, and it was a horrible thing. I actually, one of our army instructors there, he took me into a room and he chewed me out because apparently she was upset by it. So I went and I talked to her about it, and she said, I'm okay. I just got a little emotional. I said, look, I know we're friends. I like you, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I just kind of wanted to see if there was something there, and I don't want to be messed up and be like, hey, come with me, and then I'm not really interested in you. You know what I mean? Well, it turns out this girl went on to marry Louis, and now they have like 4 kids.
Oh, so this was a big roundabout story.
She was the one that he left that other girl for, and
I would have never guessed that.
But that was the first time I was kind of a jerk in a way. But I think it's
funny that Pat considers himself being an asshole when he chickened out.
Yeah,
and let her down with plenty of notice,
and gently too. Like he did the most gentlemanly thing. I was an asshole,
such
guys.
An asshole. You remember
she was so nice, and I felt like such a jerk.
A few weeks ago when I told you the story about what my cousin did to the girl who was playing me? That's being an asshole.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But then, karma has it. Obviously, if you go back and listen to my prom story, karma hit me pretty hard that day, so it all balanced out.
My cousin and I used to do all sorts of shit with his girlfriends. It was funny.
No,
he'd be talking to her on the phone, this one girlfriend, and everybody in his town said that we sounded alike on the phone. So we're like, let's test it. So he'd be talking to his girlfriend, and then he would hold it up so that I could listen in to catch up on the conversation, and then I would take the phone and talk to her for a while, and she never caught on.
Oh, that's bad.
So we would do this because when you were a teenager and with girls, like you get on the phone and you're gonna talk for like hours. So we would just take breaks. We'd just pass the phone back, catch up on the conversation. Okay, now I got it, and then I'd pass it back to him.
There was basically what Pat's story about girl he had a crush on in kindergarten, blah blah blah, proved he was more together in kindergarten than I was. I used to hang out with the kid that was allergic to tomatoes because I thought it was really cool that he ate cheese pizza with no sauce. That's what I did in kindergarten.
Nice.
My priorities were way different.
Okay, look, I didn't know I had a crush on her. She was this is my favorite friend, basically. This is my favorite friend. I want to spend all my time with her, but then
he was my favorite friend. And he was my favorite friend because he didn't eat tomatoes, but he ate worms.
But he ate worms.
Yeah, I mean, priorities, man.
I forgot high school was good. Worms.
I forgot exactly what I was going somewhere with that.
Speaking of the phone call thing that Dan was talking about, or I guess from where I'm at, Dan's down here.
Oh, no, I remember now.
Okay, Tim remembers. Go on.
So there's this girl, these 2 girls I knew in middle school, in grade 7 for Dan, our Canadian friend.
Thank you. Actually, I found out when I moved to the city that there is such a thing as middle school in Canada. Just not where I grew up.
Yeah. But, so there are these 2 girls, and I really liked one of them. And me and my buddy,
Bob.
He liked her too. Yeah, Bob. Me and Bob were, fighting over her. So I was completely oblivious to her friend, who turned out to be much prettier, much cooler later on down the line, was, carrying this flame for me all through high school into college, blah, blah, blah. And, what really, kind of dawned on me about it was at one point in middle school we had to write poems for English class, and I wrote a poem about a cab driver, and she remembered it word for word all the way up until last time I talked to her a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, so you're telling me I went through all that grief?
I think we've all experienced something like that. There was a girl that you liked but were too chicken to talk to, and it turns out she actually liked you.
I didn't like her at the time.
Oh,
I was
you did
going
like
after-
her then.
I was going after her friend,
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
but I didn't know what I was doing. I
Tip,
still don't know
terrible
what
person.
I'm doing.
Terrible person.
You
No, it's okay.
still don't know.
Who doesn't know what they're doing?
Now there's a girl that I like, and I don't know how to talk to her.
Lies.
I do.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
theoretically speaking. No, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing.
I
Daniel.
know
My
what
favorite-
I'm doing.
My
Well, I
favorite
know,
one that I
but-
learned. My favorite one that I learned was this kid goes.
Okay, Tip made a little. Oh, very nice. No, but he was showing me his wedding ring. Tip, flipping me off.
Well, I don't have one of them.
Third finger, not that one. That
I don't have one of them, so I have to use my favorite finger.
Speaking of,
My
just before I
driving
forget,
finger.
but speaking of the phone call thing, because Dan was talking about them messing on the phone with that one girl. There was one girl that I really liked, again, and this is all this stuff comes back to me because it's like all the traumas come back when I start telling these stories.
Right.
There was one girl that was a friend of this one. Tip would know. That was a friend of my gay friend. I don't want to say his name. He was a tuba player, and he was like my best friend, but he was gay. And he had another friend that I met through him, and she was like they were really close too. So I was like, okay, this is awesome. And
Was this other friend? Boom, 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 boom.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Well, I'm trying to confirm who.
How about
It's
we
the-
don't worry about that?
It's the person that caused an issue between Johnny and Janine at one point. Do you know
Because she
anything
came in like a wrecking ball. Because she was shaped like a wrecking
about-
ball.
Let's not. Okay, I'm not going to say yes or no, but mostly. Okay. So basically, but she was a cool person. She was a cool person. She was nice, and a good friend of mine at the time. It was really awesome. We just lost touch over the years. It's not like I didn't talk to her anymore after the bad situation or anything like that. But there was this one girl I really did like, and she was friends with that girl too. So I remember that I came home one day and
I remember that one too.
and I called her on the phone, and I said, "Hey, I need some advice." And she's like, "Okay, what's up?" I said, "Well, there's this other girl, and I really, really like her." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Well, what can I do? How can I look cooler? What do I need to say? How should I dress? Do I look, the stuff you don't know about anything. You're just trying to be impressive in high school, right?" And I said, "Oh, I just, I want to look, good for this girl because I really like her. Because I don't know if any girl's gonna like me." I was really kind of, the big surprise. Patrick was kind of like unconfident in high school, right? And she said, "No, there's a girl that likes you." And at that time, I'm like, oh crap, because I think she meant herself. And I'm like, ooh, I need to back away because it's not that I didn't think she was pretty. She was pretty, but it was like, I don't like you. I like this other girl, and here it is.
I don't think she was pretty.
Again, it's
Try to be nice, Tip.
it's so funny because instead of just going, "Oh, well, I mean, I don't really like you like that," Pat just tries to
But she
like
didn't
worm away
outright
from it, like,
say. She didn't outright say that she liked me, and if I would have assumed it was her before she outright said it, it would have made me look like a jerk, like and really presumptuous, right? Because you know how girls are. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say that. It's like no.
See, if that were
coping
me,
mechanism.
as soon as she went, "Well, somebody likes you," I'm like, "What? Like you? Ha ha ha! You're such a freaking kidder."
Dan's got this like Boston accent down. I like it, but yeah, I felt so bad because it was weird because now I couldn't talk to her anymore about it. So I was like, screw that. The one girl that could give me advice on how to go out with this other girl, forget it. No, I can't talk to her anymore.
All the time, Pat had this pillar of advice to turn to because, as we've discussed, well,
As a brother. As we've discussed, and that's the pillar you're referring to, right, Tip?
yeah, as intending when I was intending to hook Pat up with someone, somehow I stole her from him.
That was one. Yep.
When his brother was wanting to see this other girl, I was walking her home every day.
That's true.
You're awful.
But to be fair, Tip, to be honestly fair, I immediately when I saw that you had some kind of an interest in her, I backed off 100% because I wanted nothing to do with that. It was like She was pretty, but I could tell you liked her. It was very obvious you liked her, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna.
Ooh,
L.
I didn't
Let's
know
not
I
get
liked
into
her at
names
the time.
anymore.
What?
We're making up names that happen to be their first letters.
Just leave it out.
Okay, her name was Lovitz. Lovitz the Hedgehog.
Louise?
And Lovitz. Lovitz.
Liza?
Manelli. That's right.
Yeah, I had
Anyway,
a crush on
the
Liza.
point was that I could tell you liked her, so I backed off.
Because I know Liza's had enough of men.
Patrick, how did you know I liked her? I didn't know I liked her.
It was obvious. You're very obvious when you like somebody. You're very obvious.
Oh, so
But does he
that's
sit there and
why
like twirl his hair and like, oh my god, you're so funny.
Oh,
No, it's because he doesn't act like this. He acts like Work Tip, where he's Mr. Serious and Mr. like, I gotta fluff the feathers here. The big rooster comes in and he fluffs his feathers.
You whip
You
your
ready
dick
to go?
out?
No, I didn't say that.
and for hombre, dick's out for hombre, buddy.
Oh, is that still a thing?
Is it true that there's a petition going around to change some tropical storm Hermione or something to tropical storm Harambe?
I don't know. Now I need to
I
find
saw,
out.
I saw
I'll
that somewhere
find
on the
it.
internet, and I didn't stop long enough to see if that was real or not.
But
It is the internet. I would not be surprised.
no, Patrick, you're wrong. I'm not all business when there's a girl I like. Just
No, but-
recently there was a girl I liked, and I sent her an emoticon of the sky, a balloon, then a guy running with the text, "Oh no, my balloon."
Maybe now you're like that, but back then you get real proper. You got real proper. I would try joking with you, and then it was before you crushed my sunglasses, by the way, in a totally different story. And then suddenly you're like, Leanne, don't worry, we're going to get you there on
Patrick!
time. You look wonderful. Oh, oops.
Dan, we're gonna need a
Cut that out right here. Cut that out. L.
someone we haven't talked to in what, a decade?
Yeah, I know, but she probably doesn't even know we're doing this, so it doesn't matter. But she was super nice, but just in case you want to bleep that out. Poor
She's
Dan.
probably sitting here at her computer.
It's at the 52 mark, more or less. And you're fine, Dan. Don't worry about it.
51,
But yeah.
45-ish.
But anyway, I knew that you liked her, so I backed off. I thought that was a cool thing. And then Karma got back at me because I got to college, or rather, I was auditing the marching band at the time because, band was still fun. And there was this other girl there that I had liked for a long time. But ironically, at the exact same time that I joined the band there, that's when I met April. And me and April were already going out, and it was great, and we were having a great old
How's
time.
that karma catching up with you? You married April.
Because I know, so it's great, right? But
Do you have regret?
No. But this is what I'm saying. It's like it's kind of like the weird way that karma, God, works. And over here, it's like I found out through I don't think he'll care if I say his name, Jesse, that this other girl and he's a friend of mine, so don't worry about that.
Not that Jesse.
Yeah, not that Jesse. The other Jesse. No, not this Jesse. The other Jesse. That he was trying to tell me, are you sure you don't like this other girl anymore? And I said, I haven't really thought about it in a while, but I got a girlfriend, so no, that's okay. And then he's like, okay. Well, if ever you break up with your girlfriend, I bet she would want to, go. And
Oh, I know what girl it is.
And he kept hinting that now's a good time to ask her out, and I'm like, I already have the girl of my dreams. I don't want this. No, I mean, it's not that she's a great person and all, but I already found the person I want.
Pat, does your wife watch this?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, then that's very sweet.
Oh, hush.
So
No,
there was
I ask honestly because if I knew my wife watched this, I'd say more sweet things like that too. But she doesn't, so I don't bother.
Ah.
I don't have a wife, so I don't care.
Tip, you can still get away with saying horrible, horrible things. You're fine.
And I still do. There was a girl you brought up our buddy Jesse.
Yes.
It reminded me of the story because there's a girl, actually the girl I've been talking to lately or trying to talk to, but I'm freaking out now, which is weird because I've known her for 30 years. And we would be in our political science class in college, and I'd fall asleep on her, all the stuff you do in class. Fall asleep, hey, can I borrow that paper? Poker, just annoying stuff because I get bored in class and we were walking, and Jesse's like, "Oh man, I always thought you were gay, Tip." And then she looks at me and looks at Jesse and goes, "Oh no, I know he's not." So Jesse went from that day forward thinking I had rocked her world.
And Jesse's a cool guy. He's like the rest of the friend, the pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
He's a good guy. Poor Dan. We're always talking about these people. He has no idea who the hell they are.
That's all right.
One time I was in Ottawa,
Someday
and I
I'll
went.
meet them.
One day I was in Ottawa, and I was hanging out with this really cool guy, and I can't use first names, but we were drinking beer, watching Game of Thrones, and our other buddy was there, and he's like, "I don't like Game of Thrones," so
He was like, "Can we watch something like, what's that gay show from the fucking UK? What is it? Supernatural."
yeah.
Oh, hey.
And
Not
me
cool.
and my other buddy were like, "Hey man, you gotta leave," and that was the best time I ever had in Canada.
That's true. True story. True story.
Yep.
Never actually happened. Hey,
Just call him
speaking of great things that happen in Canada, we're about at time, so we're going to start wrapping up here. But I thought I should mention this for all my Canadian followers or whatever. Do you two know of a band called the Tragically Hip?
I know that a third of Canada's population watched their farewell concert on live stream.
Including live television and live streams, it was about 11 million people
Yeah.
watched it. So Tragically Hip is a Canadian band. They started in Kingston. I never liked them growing up, but their songs are like, the more you listen to them, the more you're like, oh, that's actually a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Anyway, huge icons. And earlier this year, the lead singer announced that he is actually diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh, no.
And it's bad. He's done for lack of a better term. But instead of packing it in and just saying, well, that's it for me, I'm going to go off and get treatment in private and, wither away or whatever, they did, I think it was a 30-city tour, like a farewell tour. And instead of ending it in the capital or some other large venue in Canada, their last show was in their hometown. And the CBC broadcast it for free, no announcers, no commercials, just put the show out. It was a 3-hour-long concert. They did 3 encores.
Whoa.
It was
Holy
incredible.
crap.
We can't even have the State of the Union without an announcer.
Or the Olympics.
I thought it was a very cool thing for a very,
That is-
very popular band who admittedly I never liked. Up until like a few years ago, I wouldn't even have called myself a fan.
That is pretty cool.
And it was very cool then to do like an actual send-off before Gord was too sick to do anything. They said, let's get out, let's do it now, let's end it. And I think they did a really good job. And I kudos to whoever thought, hey, we should broadcast their final thing for free to everybody who wants to watch it.
Yeah, that's
And I think it was very well done.
Well, that's inspiring. That's inspiring. I mean, he had something left to give, and he gave it. He didn't let his sickness get him down.
Yeah.
And
It was
that's
very cool.
Impressive.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
And to do like 3 fucking encores of like 3 songs each. They did 30 some odd songs, 3-hour concert.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So
That's
anyway,
impressive.
farewell to the Tragically Hip, and unfortunately, when the day comes, rest in peace, Gord Downey. Although he's still alive for now.
Yes. Let it be known that many people who are perfectly healthy would not dare to do anything that ambitious and brave, and I think that's the real problem. That's the real shame.
It
There's
is.
plenty of people that are perfectly healthy and can do something fun with their lives, but they choose to sit at home with only one portrait in their apartment, in one chair next to a fireplace, and not furnish their home and make chicken and not send any to his friend Patrick. So
You're very wordy, Pat.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh man. So anyway,
I don't want
on
to
that
mention
note,
any names. We'll call him T. Just kidding.
Call him Tyler.
Tyler.
Starts with a T, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So-
we're gonna change the name of the show with the podcast featuring Tip and the D plus Pat.
In the D play. Just the tip in the D.
Yeah, that's
and the
that's
D.
the next season. So Tip, you
Okay.
got some more exciting Just the Tips coming out?
Yeah, I got Mega Man coming out.
Nice. Okay, make sure you get that to me. You
I-
said it.
Mega Man, though, that's not coming out next week.
Well, this tomorrow is, the time of this was recorded the next day. So if you're watching this on Friday, the Wednesday of this.
Let's make this simple.
Yes.
Whatever's coming out tomorrow,
Yeah.
that's already happened. What's coming out next week?
Mega Man, because I couldn't get.
So next
Sunset
up is
Riders
Mega
were-
Man.
Next up is Mega Man, and there's lots of Mega Man, guys. Lots of Mega Man.
Yay. Good. I like it.
Ooh.
All right. I think we're good.
All right, well, I want to thank everybody for joining us this week. Don't forget to check us all out on Twitter, at Why Did Ask For, at Why Did Dan, at Why Did Tip, at Celtic Horn. Visit the store, buy some cool merch. We are currently working on some new designs for the store. If you guys have any ideas for t-shirt designs or anything that you want to submit to us, you can tweet them at us, any one of us, or post on the Facebook page. I think you can do that, right? Is that
Yes.
a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, you can post on our Facebook page.
How does
Absolutely
social
can.
media?
So, yeah, find us. We're old. We need to hear from you first.
Find the page, not the actual user account, because, I fucked that one up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so if you have any designs, ideas, actually, even you can leave it in the comments below or tweet them at us.
Absolutely.
And keep an eye out on the store at society6.com/whydidaskfor. It's society6.com/whydidaskfor for all your Why Did Ask For merch. And I think that'll about do it. So hopefully we made you ask, why did Ask For?
Why did end?
Heart! Pew, 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 pew,
Why
pew,
did
pew,
end?